Here comes the adrenaline-packed punch. Honestly, adding an overpowered main character to a well-crafted action series is like eating your favorite burger with extra ketchup. Today I want to bring 10 action anime where the main character is super strong and overpowered. As usual, I plan on bringing more videos in the future, so don't forget to stay tuned by hitting the subscribe button, along with the bell notification icon. So, without further wait, let's get to the list. Number 10, Hellsing Ultimate. You've all heard the tales of Dracula, right? Then here's an anime where Dracula is overpowered. Hellsing is an organization that is dedicated to stopping evil entities such as vampires, and the organization has a great tool in their possession called Alucard. Alucard is, if you notice, Dracula spelled backward, and is currently the most powerful vampire up to date. And he is the character that gives the show a more adult and mature feeling. He is not only an overpowered character, but also a remorseless killer. The action of the show is well choreographed, but if I were you, I'd be keeping an eye on Alucard's clash with the crazy priest Anderson, which are the best moments in the anime. Number 9, Blood Lad. Talking about vampires, let me tell you about another action anime that involves overpowered vampires. Stas Charlie Blood is a powerful vampire who is the boss of the entire Eastern District in the demon world. And unlike any other vampire, Stas is not interested in being a ruler. He is rather interested in Japanese culture though. But things change when an ordinary Japanese girl named Fuyumi Yanagi steps inside a portal to the demon world by accident. But of course, this one isn't filled with a happy premise. Fuyumi is killed during a fight with a demon, and Bloodlad shows Stas' journey to bring Fuyumi back to life, and by doing so, grants himself a ticket to the human world. Bloodlad is a mixture of comedy and action, but all laughs are gone when Stas changes moods and decides to go berserk. Number 8, Mob Psycho. I'm sure this anime doesn't need any new introductions, but just for the sake of people who don't know, here we go. Mob Psycho, written by the same author of One Punch Man, tells the story of a schoolboy named Shigeo Kageyama, nicknamed Mob, who works with a detective named Reigen Arataka on handling mysterious cases. Even though his nickname is Mob, he is actually a powerful esper with a great amount of psychic power. Similar to some others in this list, Mob's main goal is to keep his powers in check as well. But as he encounters other espers like himself, he finds it difficult to deal with them without reaching his full potential. The action scenes mixed in with a fluid and brilliant animation give both an imaginary and overpowered feel to the scenario. And, no pun intended, but this show's got a little something in it for everyone. Number 7, Misfit of Demon King Academy. How overpowered can you get? If One Punch Man isn't enough overpowered for you, then I'm sure Anos will be. The unique factor of this action anime is that the main character is overpowered, and not just regular overpowered. He has the ability to snap his fingers and kill people, bring back souls from the dead, and even kill a whole army without breaking a sweat. If you need some power fantasy with a great main character, then this would be a great addition to your watch list. Anos will surprise you with his power over and over again, and even the toughest opponents find trouble facing him when the man is at the peak of his power. Not only Anos has enough demon power to destroy the world, he also is the strongest demon king in the world. Number 6, Dorohedoro. We've had overpowered vampires and demons, so why not a lizard? Dorohedoro tells a story of a man named Cain who is trying to find the sorcerer who erased his memory and turned his head into a lizard? In this world, humans and sorcerers are different species, and the former lives in a hole, and the latter lives in the world above and constantly threatens humans. If it isn't obvious by now, the anime has a lot of gore and violence, but also has a mystery running in its background parallel to the plot. As Kane finds out who he is, he also unveils mysteries that could change the human and sorcerer worlds forever, and that's when you start to realize the potential of this anime. Number 5. Kaze No Stigma. Wind users are always badass, but it's more awesome when they hide it and then reveal their power. Kazuma Yagami is a user of Fujutsu, the ability to control the wind. But after a duel with his cousin Ayano, he is eventually kicked out of the house. Several years later, his whole house is murdered by a user who has the power of Fujutsu. Now everyone suspects Kazuma as the killer, and so does his cousin Ayano. Now it is up to him to show that he's not the killer, while also working together with Ayano on finding the culprit. If you're interested in battles, magic, comedy, kick-ass moments, as well as Kazuma showing he's not a person to be messed with, then give this show a watch. Number 4 is Isekai Cheat Magician. These days, every character who gets transported to a fantasy world seems to be overpowered. That's a lucky quirk, I guess. Here we have two high schoolers by the name of Taichi Nishimura and Kanade Azuma getting transported to a magical world named Altea. After fending off a monster attack, the two decide to enroll as adventurers. That's when they realize, despite being just teleported, they possess incredible magical powers. The two soon begin their adventures as the most powerful cheat magicians. But just because you cheated fate doesn't mean it's going to let you go easily. Taichi is now searched by a mysterious woman who wants to use his power for her advantage. If you want an Isekai anime with an overpowered protagonist duo, plus some great action, Isekai Cheat Magician will be the perfect anime for you. Number 3. Shakugan No Shana. Before moving on, I need to touch on the dystopian genre next. Shakugan no Shana happens in a world where humans are attacked by crimson denizens, mysterious beings from a parallel universe who feed on the life force of humans. Once they are fed, the humans turn into torches, residues of human life. Yuji Sakai is a boy who is attacked by a denizen and turns to a torch. But before he could get completely obliterated, a mysterious hunter saves him. Now, it is up to the duo to find a way to restore Yuji's soul. Shakugan no Shana has some great action combined with its rather supernatural premise, and is a must-watch show for the fans of the overpowered protagonist niche. Number 2. Tales of Zestria. Based on the two video games Tales of Zestria and Tales of Berseria, this anime is another hero saves the world anime that passed under everyone's radar. Not unless you played the original games, of course. The premise of this one is rather simple. You've got a princess who falls into the hands of a boy who can speak to creatures known as seraphim. Now, they should rise against the dark forces of malevolence and save the world from monsters and mayhem. While this may seem like the fantasy story everyone and their mother writes about, the series has several specialties. It has a supernatural storyline that commends the anime, and of course, with the studio behind all of those being ufotable, you get some cool action scenes complemented by CGI mixed visuals. Number 1. Akame Ga Kill. Akame Ga Kill is a part action mystery that talks about a rebellion, and another part of it is a dark show that discusses the dangerous side of power and politics. Many fans of this show like to call it the Game of Thrones of anime, because it has a habit of killing the characters at unexpected moments. It's about a boy named Tatsumi who joins a rebel group called the Night Raid in fighting against the cruel rule of the government. The Night Raid carries tegu, which are powerful weapons they use in their battles. The first moments of the show can seem like a genuine light-hearted comedy with an interesting plot, but the darker part of it comes in the later episodes when characters are slain in brutal ways, and sometimes the show also tackles mature themes. Akame Ga Kill is overall the darker side of action anime out there, and definitely one of the best. So, did you catch some good action anime to watch? Let me know down in the comments section what you're planning to watch first, and don't forget to remind me of anything I missed. And if you haven't joined our growing community, make sure to hit the subscribe button, along with the bell notification icon to be instantly updated as soon as we bring out new videos. With that said, I hope you guys stay safe and stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video.